Hello, welcome to TCFl Central, home of the TCFL Game of the Week. Today's show is TCFL Weekend Review Week 5. First thing up is we'll go over the games that were scheduled and played in Week 5. We'll start with Yosemite defeating McCross 40-13. There's some statistics. There was the scoring drive, all the drives during the game. Yosemite ended up with 463 total yards offense. McCross just a little under 300. Yosemite passed for 338 yards. And both teams managed to rush for 100 yards. Go down to the player stats. Watson did throw for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception. Reeves threw for 189, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Look through the statistics and all the play-by-play and the lineups for the game. Okay, let's go on to game 2. New York defeated Sheraton 26-17. Again, the scoring drives. Each drive the teams had. Team offense, New York had a little over 300 yards total offense to Sheraton 292. Take a look at the player stats for the game. Mayfield passed for 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception. River passed for 286, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Rushing, neither team had a 100-yard rusher. One receiver with 126 yards, and the rest of the team stops. Play-by-play, and the starting lineups. Okay. On to game 3, that was Green defeating Detroit 29-7. And all the scoring drives. Detroit did not score until the 4th quarter. Green was already up 26-0 in the 4th quarter. All the drive summaries. Detroit had a net offense of 274 compared to Green's 422. Go on to the player stats. Mahomes threw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interception. Murray had a pretty good day himself. 247 passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Neither team had a 100-yard rusher and no 100 yards in receiving. And there's the play-by-play. And the starting lineups for the game. Okay, and you see I've been able to grab a few pictures of some of the players in the league. Go to the next game. It was Putnam County 29, Champion 17. And this looked like it was a pretty back and forth game until Putnam County took over early in the, well, no, it was late in the 3rd quarter. They put together a string of field goal, touchdown to put the game away. There's the drive summaries for both teams. Team statistics. Both teams had that offense of a little over 300 yards. Go down and take a look at the player stats. Stafford threw for 231, 2 touchdowns, no interception. Allen had not a very good day as he threw 3 interceptions. Neither team had a 100-yard rusher or a 100-yard receiver. And we'll go on to the play-by-play. And then the final starting lineups. Okay, next game on the schedule was Hampton County 10, Cleveland 6. So a very low-scoring game. It was Cleveland 3-0 at halftime. Hampton County scored the only touchdown in the third quarter. Prescott passed to Hill for 7 yards. There's all the drive summaries. As you can see, almost every drive resulted in a punt in this game. And the offenses had a tough time. Go down to the total offenses. Neither team had a net offense of over 300 yards. Hampton County had 254. Cleveland 279. Go into the player stats. Neither team passed for 200 yards. Neither team had a rusher or receiver for 100 yards. And come down for play-by-play. And the starting lineups. Okay, next game on the schedule had Woodland defeating Transylvania in another close, low-scoring game, 13-10. Take a look at that game. Just 4 scoring opportunities in the game. Woodland had 2 touchdowns, Transylvania 1, and a field goal. Final 13-10. Drive summaries again like the last game. Mostly punts, a few turnovers, couple missed field goal attempts by Transylvania. Actually, if they would have made 2, that could have been the difference in the win. Total offense, both accumulated over 300 yards. Transylvania with 365. And went 1-3-11. Going down to the player stats. Both quarterbacks passing for over 200 yards. Neither quarterback had any interception. No 100-yard games rushing or receiving in this game either. Cunningham had a good day on tackles. He had 28 plus a sack. Not bad. And there's the play-by-play of that game. And the starting lineups. Okay. The final game of the week 5 was the game of the week. That was Front Street at Winnipeg. As you all know by now, Front Street tied the game on the last play of the fourth quarter, and then Winnipeg won it in overtime 36-30. The scoring drives, as you see, it was a pretty much back and forth game throughout the whole game. Drive summaries. Total offense, Winnipeg has 530 yards to Front Street 366. Passing line, Tannehill passed for 361 yards and 1 touchdown. Rodgers, even though he didn't throw for quite as many yards, had 3 touchdowns to his credit. Jones rushed for 116 yards for Winnipeg, one of the few 100-yard rushers on the week. Adams had 114 yards receiving, and Jones had 106. So both teams had 100-yard receivers, and you can see we have pictures of both quarterbacks displayed. Here's the play-by-play. And the starting lineups for the game. Okay, that's it for the schedule from Week 5. Take a look at the standing. Green and Winnipeg are both 4-0 in their respective divisions. And let's see, league leaders, you can see off to the right here. Quarterback in Rodgers, rushing Robinson, receiving Adams, and a few other league leader statistics. And then we can go over the team stats. Take a quick look. Champion, Cleveland, Detroit, Front Street, Green, Hazard County, Lacrosse, Nashville, New York, Putnam County, Sheridan, Transylvania, Winnipeg, Whitland, and Yosemite. Next up, we'll take a look at the big games of the week. Take a look at the 300-yard passing games. You see we have a couple 400-yard games now. Tannehill thrown 2 300-yard plus games. Mahomes has 2. Watson has 2. Next up, we'll take a look at the 100-yard rushing games. You see Robinson has 3 100-yard plus games. He has the highest so far this season at 198. And we'll take a look at 100 yards receiving. And we have one. Thielen has 230 yards for the 70 in the game, had 3 touchdowns. Very good game, and you can see there's quite a few 100-yard games throughout the season so far. Okay, let's take a quick look at the upcoming games this week. We have Winnipeg 4-0 at Woodland 3-1. That should be an interesting game. And we have 2 teams at 2-2 record, Transylvania and Hazard County. Cleveland is at Champion. Champion still looking for their first win. Cleveland 1-3, Champion 0-4. And Putnam County is at Front Street. Front Street coming off that dramatic loss to Winnipeg last week. Let's see if they can get back on the winning ways. And then we go into the head-to-head games that will be played on the PC this week. We have Green at New York, Sheraton at Akron. That'll be Akron's first game on the PC side. Then there's Yosemite at Detroit. And I'm really not sure which one of these games to highlight this week for the game of the week. But I think we're going to go with a couple teams that haven't been in the game of the week yet. And we're going to highlight the Cleveland at Front at champion game this week. So that's all from TCFL Central this week for the weekend review. And I would expect the game of the week to be played on Sunday, and be available to view on YouTube probably sometime after 6 p.m. Sunday. Okay, this is Gary signing off from TCFL Central.